Welcome back to Shem's Universe. So today we're going to go over why enemy years do not matter whatsoever. So when I'm talking about enemy years, the most common theme of enemy years has been from the Chinese astrology. Everybody's like, oh, my enemy year's here, so I'm screwed, all this stuff. Not true. Numerology, you can also have enemy years as well. People don't really know that. And there's a lot of debate across what numbers are compatible and what aren't. So it's very hard to distinguish it all the time. But you have to just use common sense and start seeing what numbers do you correlate with best with and what do you not. To me, I say that following the Chaldean version of things when it comes to enemy numbers is the best. If you have questions about that, just DM me and I'll tell you what those are. But for the most part, I've actually gone over them in prior videos anyways. You guys should already know my perspective on how that works. But the thing is, guys, is that no matter what, you can have an enemy numerology year alongside an enemy Chinese astrology year, alongside it being your Saturn return. All of those things. That's like the worst combination you could possibly get. Saturn return, your second enemy year is always during your Saturn return anyways. And that's the most brutal one, is when you turn 29 to 30. And then also it being an enemy numerology year for you. So to get you guys on the same page as what I'm saying is this. Your enemy year can only be as if your life path and the universal year do not get along, or if your Chinese astrology year doesn't get along with the current year that we're in. So for people that are year of the pig, of course, now with us being in the year of the snake, it's considered to be enemy signs. I'm only going over this stuff. I don't really see much value in it, just because a lot of you guys have asked me questions regarding it. So I just rather just get it out in one video and you guys have a very clear understanding of how this stuff works. Your karma is what's associated with how an enemy year is going to attack you. So let me make this very clear. Yes, there's the little death code things where it's like, a relative or family member can die when you're in your own enemy year, blah, blah. I'm not going to go over all that stuff. I don't want to put negative messages in people's mind and make them manifest that. But the thing is this, if you don't have bad karma, meaning you don't have any sort of karma that you need to pay from a prior lifetime, that's where it gets important. And then in this lifetime, you're living a very clean life, clean slate life. It's very unlikely that you'll even notice an enemy year. Why some people that don't know astrology or numerology couldn't even fathom what you're talking about when you say enemy year. They look at you and say, well, what do you mean? Every year I've done my best and I've actually made more money, got more fit, expanded my network and my business every single year. Maybe an enemy year is in between there. I don't know, right? So that's the thing. You have to be that person that's always on a momentum, always on the go, and always consistent in order to actually annihilate the enemy year. Because for me, in my enemy year, quote unquote, the dragon, ooh, so scared, I made more money than I ever made in my life. Like, I literally had more money than ever. I made more gains, I partied more, I had everything more. And all I did was say, I'm going to be more disciplined this year than average. I'm just going to be more consistent. I'm going to work a lot harder. I'm going to make sure my karmic returns are very strong. And I know I'm a life path 8, so I have advantages when it comes to money anyways. So I'm like, this game is pretty easy. But for no matter what life path you are, the game is still very easy. All you have to do is show up every day, work hard, don't miss a day, don't give yourself excuses, and have complete self-accountability. You'll be just fine. Right? That's the thing, guys. Is we can't use numerology and astrology and these esoteric sciences as a way of using them as an excuse or padding for why we failed. It should just be reasons why we win. That's the whole point, is that these are cheat codes so you can navigate and map out your life. The best way to map out your life, and no matter what, you're always hitting the right thing, is this. There's two things. It's going to be the final part of my video. Always focus on every thought, word, and action that you partake in. Is it good or bad karma? What you're thinking about, what you're speaking about, and then what you're doing. Is that going to confer good or bad karma? That's the most important thing. Once you analyze that and you understand that you're on a good side of karma based off the fact that you're doing things right, cool. So you're on the right side of the moral compass. The next thing that you need to focus on to have very good luck now is, what is my life path number? If you're a life path 1, are your thoughts, words, and actions conducive to becoming a better leader and providing value to the marketplace? If you're a life path 2, what's happening there? Are you cooperative? Are you diplomatic? Are you somebody that's actually going to give back? Are you a life path 3? Are you actually doing things to emphasize your skill set and then market yourself in the proper way? Are you a life path 4 that's actually focusing on security and provision of your family and yourself, and making sure that you're always in a, not to say a safe place, but always making sure that you have a stable foundation? If you're a 5, are you making sure you're not just suffering by addictions and vices and over sexual indulgences? Are you staying disciplined and consistent with your skill set and getting better each day? If you're a 6, are you focusing on family and networking and also expanding yourself when it comes to a healing art or some sort of music? If you're a 7, are you focusing on your spiritual lessons? Are you focusing on meditation and mindfulness and your kundalini energy? If you're an 8, are you focused on your spiritual foundation and then how you can manifest that into money and providing value? If you're a 9, are you finding completion within yourself and then providing value to either your community or the world as a whole? If you follow these things saying, am I on the right side of the moral compass? Then you just do exactly what I just said when it comes to life path numbers, following your life path number. Master numbers, you guys already know what to do. You guys have major influence. You know exactly what you have to do. If you're 11, 22, or 33, what I said for the 2, 4, and 6 just amplified. It's as simple as that. What you have to do is this, though, guys. Make sure that you're looking at, okay, am I on the right side of karma? Check. Is my life path number conducive to my success? Meaning, am I doing things that are actually in appreciation of my life path number? Because your life path number is considered your higher self in most ancient versions of numerology. So if you're actually following what you're supposed to be doing in accordance with your life path, more than likely you're going to be on the good side of karma. So these things are going to complement each other, and then you actually create good luck. So then when an enemy year hits, you're impervious to it because you're already doing all the right things. An enemy year hits and all of a sudden it actually rewards you. You'll have some guys out there tell you that if you have a good enemy year, you're going to have a really bad of your own sign year, or you have extremely bad karma that's going to come at you in the future. It's complete garbage. It's not true at all. All it's going to simply happen is that you might find in an enemy year, I'll be honest, that maybe people around you might suffer, people that you actually held in your heart closely, but that's based off their own karma or their own cycle in life. Whatever it may be, maybe they're in their own enemy year, or maybe they're in a year that's just neutral, but they haven't made the right health decisions or whatever it may be, right? So you have to just now decide, how am I going to live my life? Am I going to live my life on the right side of karma and in accordance with my life path? Or am I just going to be that person that's just going to be that leaf in the wind getting blown back and forth based off what year I'm in? I'm in a good year, good sign year, so I'll do good, and then in a bad sign year, I'll just have bad luck. You don't have to manifest it like that. You can actually be somebody who's very consistent, deliberate, and intentional with your everyday activity. And in turn, you just, how do you put this? You compound good karma based on your daily activities. And then in turn, when an enemy year hits, you got too much credit built up, it can't hit you. Enemy years are only hitting the people specifically when they have bad karma that the enemy year can actually grab and attack. There's still rules behind all the madness. Like I said, to finalize all this, I don't want people that's had bad enemy years be offended by what I'm saying. If you had like a family member die or bad things happen to you, regardless, you were in a car accident, what have you. I'm not saying you have a completely bad karma. It's still an enemy year, yes, but there's good and bad with everything, for one. And two, you have to look at, what did you do in the prior 4 years? What have you been doing for the prior maybe even 8 years? Was there any karma to give back to you? Did you do anything offensive that you may not have actually focused on? If something happens to somebody around you, then it just is what it is. That's not actually you. That's not your algorithm, unfortunately. Even though it's a bad thing that happened to you because you care about somebody, based off your own karma, nothing bad actually was brought onto you specifically. So the universe is interesting, but its rules are quite simplistic. You do good, you'll get good returns. You do bad, you will get bad returns in time as well. So that should finalize the video for today, guys. If you have any questions for me whatsoever, just leave in the comment section. Aside from that, like, subscribe, holla at me. So for today, guys, peace.